Great to see you through this video. So today I'm going to share something very important where everybody struggles. How do I increase my influence? John Maxwell clearly said, defined what is leadership. It's all about influence. If a person can lead one person from point A to point B, that is called influencing someone to move from one place to the another place. Or moving the immovable is all about leadership. But you might be wondering, do I need a title or authority, position, or some kind of talents for me to influence people? Yes, we need this, but these are all the add ons. So, today I want to share something very important that you could be in the beginning stage of your leadership, or you are in the low level leadership, or you recently got a position to lead people, but you're really struggling. How do I influence people? So, I'm going to give 5 simple tips that's going to help you to increase your influence. These are the simple ways to influence your team without having a great title. Okay, first, be punctual. Being punctual means reaching before time. Even on time is not punctual. Being before on time is punctual. If you are early, you are on time. If you are on time, you are late. Being punctual expresses your value for the person, honoring and saving someone's time. When you are punctual, that means you are respecting the person. When you are punctual, that means you are honoring the person. Coming before time expresses your value for the person or the team that you lead. People will feel honored when they are always punctual. You save everybody's time. You also save the atmosphere of the meeting, and everybody can count on you and they can rely on you because you are a man who keeps the time, who keeps up the word. You can have great ideas, strategies, skills, but if you don't have this basic ethics or habit of being punctual, all these things will not help you to influence people. Yeah, so some of the guys have great strategies. They might have skills, smart ways of doing things, but still they will not have any level of influence because they don't have this ethics or habit of being punctual. I remember one of the greatest football player, amazing skills, stamina. If he is there in the team, he will make sure the team wins. But one of the problem that he always had is he never comes for time. He never comes on time for practices. Sometimes even when the match is there, we cannot rely on the person until he arrives. This person got amazing skills, amazing stamina. He can definitely be a match winner, but still, when he shares some kind of strategies or when he tries to add some, value to the team, 0% zero level of influence that he will have upon the team because people just say we cannot rely on you because you're not punctual. So if you are in the beginning stage of your leadership and you are in the low level of leadership, you can just start being punctual. Eventually people will start respecting you and you will have a influence on their lives. The second tip, stick to your appointments. Okay, if you're a beginner, you're in the low level leadership, or you just somebody appointed you as a leader and you're still struggling, how do I increase my influence? Very simple, stick to your appointments. Once you give an appointment, you should consider that seriously. We should not give appointments and forget. Our influence will increase when we are committed to the appointments. People will lose hope and trust when we keep changing the appointments or keep forgetting our appointments. Sometimes because of a poor planning, we give two appointments at the same time in different locations. What happens when the day of appointment comes? You try to bluff or either try to avoid the phone calls. What happens? People will eventually lose their trust. So once you give an appointment before 12 hours, just check your calendar and give them a reminder, and make sure that you don't cancel the appointments at the last minute. I know a great guy, uh, passion for God and big vision. So we just supposed to meet for a meeting or a coffee, to plan something for some projects. So I gave an appointment, I gave the time, but when I was about to leave the house, and this person said, I have some emergency, so I cannot make it, so can I postpone? I said, okay, no problem. Again, we rescheduled the appointment. Again, the second time, I was almost at the venue, at the location, and this person didn't even call or send a text. Once I reached, I gave a call, and he just said, I'm so sorry, today I can't make it, so can we do a Zoom call? So first he called me, and he said, can we postpone it? Next time he postponed it, but again, he didn't call to say that, I won't be able to come. And this time he made everything easy. Can we do a Zoom call? What happened? He completely forgot the Zoom call appointment which he gave. He never turned up. Only I was on the screen. Great vision, great passion, but he doesn't have the ethics of keeping his appointments. If you're a growing leader, if you're on the low level leadership, make sure that when you give appointment, mark in your calendar, and not try your level best, not to cancel your appointments. And the third tip: how do I increase my influence? You are in the low level leadership, or somebody has given the position to lead some people, you're literally struggling to influence people. The third tip is deadlines. Meet the deadlines. Your influence will shoot up when you meet the deadlines. When I meet the deadlines, what happens? People can start trusting my words. People will value my commitment. People will start appreciating, and they know that if I give this work to this person, he will make sure that he will get it done no matter what happens. Deadlines are pressure to be met or opportunities to prove your integrity. We will gain trust and respect when we deliver our promises. It's a good, practical tip, under promise, over deliver. So the moment you promise something, people start expecting that from you. So make sure that you under promise and over deliver. Before we give the date or time for the deadlines, think twice, because it will impact your influence. You might have a good heart to say that I just want to finish this project and help your team member, and you just give an appointment, or you just give the date saying that I'll finish it. But before giving the time and the date for the deadlines, think twice. Do you have the capacity to fulfill it? Or do you have enough resources to get the job done? When we don't meet our deadlines, we tend to avoid calls. We try to give lame excuses, and that really shows our character. And what happens? People will eventually lose trust in your leadership, and they will stop being influenced by you. Meeting deadlines breeds confidence. One of the online websites I love to place an order, because one of the best thing in this particular website is when I order something, they give a date of delivery. 90% of the time, they always deliver before date. So I have recommended this particular website. I've recommended to many of my friends. I never seen their faces. I don't know who is working behind it. They influence my decisions. They influence me to influence others to buy their products. This is what happens when you under promise and over deliver. And the fourth tip, very important, it's very difficult too. If you're in the low level leadership and recently somebody has given you a position to lead people and you're really struggling that people aren't listening to you, just simply the tip is keep up your word. It's difficult, it's not going to be easy, but if you're going to be a man of word, people will start respect you, people's trust will boost up. A man who cannot keep his word is a man not worth trusting. One of the easiest way to increase your influence is by keeping up your words. People automatically start respecting you. They love to follow you. They wait for your directions because you are a man who keeps up the word. Once you make a promise or once you commit saying that I'll finish this or I will be there or I will try to deliver the projects on that time, the moment you say I'm going to deliver or I'm going to do this or I'm going to fulfill this, your team members or the people who are following you automatically they register in their mind that these things will be done. So when you keep up these words, when you keep up your commitments, when you keep up your word, and you fulfill it, and people will start following you, and you will have the amazing power to influence them. I know one of the carpenters, he just said, I'll make sure that I'll get this job done in this particular date. Almost I've been like chasing him, I've been calling him. He gave a deadline, he made a promise, I'll finish it, but that work took so many months and that work got delayed. And what happens, I will never recommend this carpenter to anyone. So since he didn't keep up his word, I'm not influenced by his skills, so I'm not going to recommend to anyone about this carpenter because he's a man who doesn't keep up the word. And the fifth tip, how do I increase my influence? Yes, I'm in a low level leadership, I'm new to this leadership, and nobody in my team respects me or find it difficult to follow my instructions. Cultivate the habit of consistency. It might sound easy and we will always expect from other people also, but it's really difficult. Without discipline we cannot be consistent. Consistency establishes reputation. Consistency builds trust. People pay more attention to what you do than what you say. Our team or people usually don't follow us in the first meet. They take time to see our consistency, our commitment, they take time to see our consistency, values, commitment, and vision in all the areas of our life. We should not give up on the vision just because things are not happening. You can change the methods, but don't change the vision. I've seen people, when challenges comes, when they're not able to finish the projects, immediately they will change the dream, they'll change the vision. You can change the methods, you can change the way of doing things, but don't change the vision. One of the a classic example is there is a cobbler near my house. Every day morning 8 o'clock he opens his shop, at 6 o'clock he closes. I never seen this person taking a leave or never seen the shop is closed. So what happens when somebody wants to come to my house, I will always say you will find a cobbler there and take that road to reach to my house. This person doesn't invest a big money in his business, or he is not super talented. He's just a cobbler who sits in the corner of the road and does his job. Since he is consistent, an ordinary man become a landmark for many people. This is the power of consistency. If you are a growing leader, if you are in the low level leadership, whatever you do, be consistent. Anything, just be consistent. You will see the level of influence that increases in your life. So these are the 5 tips for you to increase your influence. the first thing is be punctual. Second thing is make sure you stick to your appointments. Third tip is meet the deadlines. Fourth tip is keep up your word. And the fifth is consistency. So thank you. Looking forward to see you in other interesting topics. Hope you enjoyed this. Take care.